The nervous system allows humans to react to their surroundings and to coordinate their behaviours. The nervous system works by sending electrical impulses around the body to allow you to react to the environment quickly. Changes which take place in the environment are known as stimuli, and these stimuli are detected by receptors. Receptors are usually found in special organs such as the skin, and there are many different types of receptors which allows different stimuli to be detected. What happens once a receptor detects a stimulus? Well, the receptor will initiate an electrical impulse, and this will be passed along a neuron. A neuron is a specialised cell which has been adapted in order to make the transmission of electrical impulses more efficient. We will come on to the different types of neurons in just a moment. Lots of these neurons come together to form nerves. The electrical impulse is passed on to the CNS, the central nervous system. The CNS is important as this is the coordinator in this setup, and it is made up of the spinal cord and the brain. The response you're going to have to a stimulus is determined here. The CNS coordinates the response of the effectors. Effectors could be muscles contracting or glands secreting hormones. So to summarise this, we can say that our nervous system is the following setup: stimulus, receptor, coordinator or CNS, and effector. We know impulses travel along nerves, and that there are three different types of neurons in our nervous system. The first type is the sensory neuron, and this transfers the impulse from the sense organs to the CNS. The motor neuron then transfers the impulse from the CNS to the effectors. The final neuron type we will look at in the next section. Let's take a look at an example. So say you accidentally touch a hot pan. The receptors in your skin will detect this and send an impulse along a nerve to the CNS. The CNS will then coordinate the action of your muscles to contract and remove your hand from the pan. The next required practical is to do with carrying out investigations into the reaction times of humans. The practical is really simple and just involves you seeing how quickly you are able to catch a ruler while varying one factor. You could try and catch a ruler when you have your headphones in, listening to music, and to see if this increases or decreases your reaction time. The example of a nervous response I described before would actually have to be a lot quicker than the other responses in our body. When we are in pain or do any action automatically, these responses are known as reflexes. Reflex actions are automatic and rapid. This is why reflex actions do not involve the conscious part of the brain. Everyday bodily functions, such as breathing, are also classed as reflexes due to them being an automatic process. Reflex actions have to follow a path known as the reflex arc. The reflex arc is easily broken down, and this makes it easy to understand. Let's take a look at our example of touching something hot again. The reflex arc will be as follows. The stimulus is detected by a receptor, which then passes an electrical impulse along a sensory neuron to the CNS. In a reflex arc, the impulses all go to the spinal cord as the brain is bypassed. This impulse will then arrive at a synapse. A synapse is a junction between two neurons. Neurons are not directly joined to each other, and so there are gaps between them, and these are known as synapses. The electrical impulse is unable to cross the gap, and so chemicals have to be used instead. Chemicals are released from sacs into the gap, and these chemicals then diffuse across the gap and join onto receptor sites found on the next neuron. Chemical signals are slower than electrical ones. From the sensory neuron, the next neuron is a relay neuron. So once the chemicals have crossed the synapse, a new electrical signal is set up in the relay neuron. This neuron simply connects the sensory neuron to the motor neuron in the CNS. Again, a synapse links the relay and motor neuron together. The motor neuron transfers the electrical impulse from the CNS to the effector. The effector in our case is again the muscles contracted to move your hand. This whole reflex arc occurs rapidly, leading to quick responses.